I'm Louise Bakshari from 2FM, and I'm here with Alexis and Owen from Hot Chip. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for coming and joining us in, this is called the Stretch Tent.
I feel stretched right now.
I presume
Well,
it's because the
stretched
roof is stretchy. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% clear on that. So I'm really excited to be talking to you. I've seen you play this festival a good few times, and you have played Electric Picnic a good few times.
Apparently 6, we were told.
6? Yeah, I couldn't. I was trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. That's a lot of
10,
times.
10 years of being here.
Well, I was going to say, on a personal note, I feel like I have to thank you for kind of soundtracking my 20s because so many of your songs are connected to really vivid memories for me. Like, one of my best mates, we always say that the start of our friendship was here at Electric Picnic. I think it was 2003. And we were the only two of our group who, sorry guys, who wanted to go in. They wanted to stay in the campsite drinking, and we ran in. And as we ran in, Over and Over was playing. And we, like, had this glorious moment of magical connection. And that was the start of our friendship. So,
Oh, that's really nice.
well, what's it like though to have those kind of connections to your songs for people?
It's just really, it's great, isn't it? If people are connected in some way through your music, that's just a very special thing. We've met people over the years who've talked about having our music as like the wedding, walking down the aisle music and things like that. It's always nice to hear those things.
Yeah, because I suppose
Hopefully not too many funerals. As well.
I mean, if you were having kind of an avant-garde funeral, I think maybe. I just can't imagine much of your music at a funeral. It is, for the most part, really fun music. And is that kind of in your mind when you're creating, to try and create that, or is it just what happens?
Well, we try and have fun.
Yeah.
That sort of, you can imbue it with a sort of a fun vibe, I suppose. But
I think that Joe is very driven to make quite rhythm-based music that is kind of fun to dance to. I think that is one of the main things he's really, really good at doing and always is striving to do. So that helps. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have definitely danced to your songs in a lot of nightclubs. But there's also some low-key moments, and on the new album there's some low-key moments. And how does your creative process work, I suppose? How do you, because on the one album you can have these really low-key songs that are really lovely and down-tempo, but then you can also have, real boppy tunes that you want to dance around to. I suppose that diversity is not always the way on kind of electronic music albums.
Yeah, that's probably true. But maybe we don't really think of ourselves as trying to make a strictly electronic record. It's not really one of those bands where it has to be electronic. You often come across groups where they might start out by making kind of club tracks, like a single at a time, and then making an album is perhaps something where you have to get like lots of guest vocalists in and try and make it make sense as a whole record. And for us, we've not come at it that way round. We've always been songwriters, whether or not it's electronically produced. So that means there is that balance between the different types of music on the record. And although it is ostensibly quite electronic in feel, I'm always thinking of older records, like Beach Boys records, Beatles records. They often have like a bunch of faster and slower songs. It's not confusing to my ear to have that mixture on a record, really.
Yeah,
and maybe we just have that kind of perception of the band as it being slightly outside of just electronic music, so it's easier for us to include different things.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you're right. And even as I said, electronic music, when I asked you that question, I was kind of like, it didn't necessarily sit completely right with me, because it is hard to categorize your music, I think, and I think that's a good thing.
I guess it's our attempt at pop music. So whether that's soul or disco or hip hop or different, all kinds of different eras of popular music are what inspire us. So I've got nothing against purely electronic music, but we maybe don't just try and do that.
Yeah, well, and maybe that's why you have 6 albums. That's, you've kept it interesting for sure.
I think, yeah, there's...
I suppose people can take what they want from the band as well. Like, if people have an experience of it as just purely from singles or something, they might have a different perception of the band, or take away a different idea from the band. So
Yeah.
I think that kind of, that helps.
Yeah, I think that's true. And I think, there will definitely be people who at this stage consider you a festival band because, as you said, you've played Electric Picnic 6 times. There's probably lots of people in Ireland who've only ever seen you in the context of a festival and probably love you in that context. So do you enjoy playing those kind of gigs?
Yeah, very much so. It's a big part of any kind of modern group's life, really, to be playing festivals. They're such a big kind of deal in the music world, aren't they? And it's something that we've had to learn to be good at, I think. How to put together a festival set that's going to work, and I suppose it's not that hard. We just take out all the slow ones.
It's a sense of event as well. There's that kind of real event or that moment idea, which obviously in your own gig, it's very set up towards that. In that people buy tickets, they want to see you and you want to see them, and it all goes off. Whereas there's a sort of a chance element in festival sort of situations it has a bit of a frisson.
Yeah, I suppose it is about creating something that's going to draw people in as well, because you've got so much competition when you play a festival.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
there's the bar,
the
burger stall,
the cans in the campsite. I think is a great big competition.
Cans.
Yeah, warm, day-old cans. Well, what can people expect tonight?
Tonight we're going to play some new music from our latest record, and some of our greatest
hits,
other songs.
Other songs. All right. Well, listen. Thank you so much, Alexis and Owen from Hot Chip. Thanks a million for coming and talking to us.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.